Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday. We are March 3rd. I hope you are doing well and feeling good in your mind, in your body, wherever you are this morning. Thanks for joining me on Tuesday again this week. If all is well, starting next week, we should resume back on Mondays. Hello, Diane. Nice to see you. So this morning, are you feeling it? There is a full moon and it's quite special this morning because this full moon actually was as at its fullest at 6:30 this morning. Aluzian. And also it's a lunar eclipse. So lots of big energy out there. I remember 2 weeks ago we were doing a meditation on a new moon and it was a solar eclipse at the same time. That marked the beginning of eclipse season. So there is going to be a few eclipses in the next few weeks, I believe. And why am I talking about that? Not because I'm an astrologer or do I know anything about it, but I'm surely interested in the relation between what's going on in the universe and how we're feeling. Because more and more we are recognizing that whatever's happening out there in space is really affecting us as human beings, because we're all vibration, right? And we're all created from the same stuff. We're all stardust. So I've been reading about this special full moon and decided to do a grounding practice today for different reasons. First of all, everything that I'm reading that comes up on my feeds about this moon is talking about resting, sitting in silence, resting, and grounding. This moon is not about starting new projects and manifestation. It's about releasing. Actually, every full moon is about releasing. So releasing what stops us or what blocks us from living our best life, right? And because this full moon is in Virgo, in the sign of Virgo, it is especially good for releasing patterns of perfectionism and control, which is very, very interesting. Surrendering the need for control. So, shedding high standards. Maybe we need sometimes to lower our standards a little bit so that we have more harmonious relationships, right? Releasing the toxic perfectionism. So, not that it's not important to do things well. I know some of us, and I'm going to say almost most of us, want to get things right and want to do things right by others. And of course, our standards sometimes are a little high. And there's a balance to go get there. It's not all bad, but sometimes it gets in the way. It gets in our way. It gets in the way of having fun. It gets in the way of just living life and letting us be and letting others be. So surrendering micromanagement. I think everyone knows what micromanagement means, right? The little get caught into little details. And then it says also ending survival mode. So meaning that you don't need to be productive all the time. It is okay to rest. It's okay to sit. It's okay to do nothing. Let that sink in. It's also a time for emotional and physical purification. So being aware of our body, what's going on, How are we feeling? How does stress manifest in our body? Clearing clutter. Apparently a good time because it's in Virgo. Virgo likes everything organized. Good time to declutter today, actually. Decluttering not just physically, but decluttering our minds. Yes. So, one thing you can do to declutter your mind is to maybe not be as involved in social media, podcasts, etc., and have some silent time, some time where you are just, even if you're not sitting down doing nothing, you're doing dishes or whatever, you don't need always to have input in your brain, but having this quiet time just to have clarity. Okay, that's how we're able to go get our answers from our soul, because our soul knows, right? Sometimes or most of the times, I'm going to say, we look out to try to find answers through others, but we do possess all these answers, and sitting down in quiet and silence is really helpful. So, supportive practices during this time. So, grounding over manifesting. So, practitioners suggest focusing on stability rather than trying to attract new goals. So, there's already a lot of energy out there that's supporting us. So, we just need to keep grounded. So, that's why we'll be doing a grounding practice this morning. Reflective rituals like writing in a journal, writing about what we're outgrowing, what doesn't serve anymore. There's this little ceremony I saw from Sonia Choquette yesterday, and that I actually did, was to write down, I, Suzanne, am releasing what is holding me back on every level, conscious and unconscious. And she was saying, if you know what's holding you back, you can write what's holding you back. And then either you burn the paper or you rip it, you put it in a bowl of water, and then you simply flush it in the toilet, which I did. Not a very glamorous ritual, but I did write that sentence down, and I did flush it away, and ready and open for new to come into my life. But really doing a conscious act of releasing. And then it says prioritize rest, because the energy can be physically draining. This moon supports active non-doing and nervous system regulation, which we're going to do this morning. So we're going to work at grounding ourselves through the Bija Mantra of the root chakra. So as you know, our root chakra is responsible for our sense of feeling safe and of being grounded and rooted into the earth. I pulled out a Muladhara root chakra picture that I did years back when we did a 40-day on Om Gam Ganapataye. So it's funny because like one of the practices I used to do was to just draw or color. I really like coloring mandalas while I was practicing my mantra. So that one was for the root chakra. So that is the what it looks like, because every chakra has their own design, and the symbol inside is for the Bija Mantra Lam. And Lam is associated with a grounding sound. There's a little triangle here that's rooting into the ground. And then there's a square, and the square is there because that square formation is very solid. It helps us feel secure and anchored. So we're going to do the square breath today so that we feel nice and anchored. And then we're going to root ourselves into the ground by doing a mudra. We'll practice this mudra where you take your thumb, your pinky, and your ring finger, put them together, and then that leaves these two fingers, okay, which are ruling fingers, the index and the one in the middle, I forget the name. And then these fingers go on the ground, so you can't see because I think my camera's not going to go all the way back there, but I am grounding, my hands are just being straight, and these fingers are touching the ground. So when I sit like this, I've got my sitting bones right on the floor, feeling the floor through the sitting bones, and then I'm grounding through those fingers, those two fingers. So that feels really nice and secure. If you are sitting in a chair, you can take these fingers and you can ground them through your thighs, and then make sure that your feet are square on the ground too, that you feel your feet really grounded. So you can do it that way. So we will start our practice by taking 3 cleansing breaths. So through the belly, very low in our belly, we're going to fill the belly up through the nostrils and let go. And 2 more. And 1 more. So we'll start our square breath practice. So you can be doing the grounding mudra if you like when we do the breath practice. I'm probably going to use one of my hands just to direct the breath. So how it works is that we breathe in for 4 through our nostrils, and then we hold or we suspend the breath for 4, and then we exhale for 4, and then we suspend for 4, and that closes the box. Okay, so we'll do a minute or so of the square breath practice and see how that makes you feel in your body. So let's start breathing in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, suspend, breathe out, suspend, breathe in, suspend, breathe out, suspend, breathe in, suspend, breathe out, suspend. Few more, breathe in, suspend, breathe out, suspend. Last one, breathe in, suspend, its natural state, to where it wants to go. I'm going to turn up the volume on my tabla. And so we'll practice the Bija Mantra, Lam, so L-A-M, and the M is like the M in Om. It has that little dot, so we're trying to make contact with the tongue and the palate, the roof of our palate, so that the vibrations move upward. And we're working on our root chakra, so you can imagine the beautiful color red. Also dressing up in red. I couldn't find red this morning. Well, this is some kind of a red, but that really helps the grounding as well. Just the vibrations from the color. Red and black, I think, are both grounding colors. I would also say brown, color of the earth. So it's our sense of security that we're working on. I know that with all that's going on in the world right now, it is very important to ground ourselves and not to let ourselves get caught in fear. And yeah, so this is great timing for a grounding exercise. So suspend the breath for a few seconds. And release. And let's sit in silence for a minute or so. If your eyes are closed, you can softly open them. So a few suggestions for today. Number one, rest. Take some time for yourself. Try not to do too much. Let go of perfectionism. And for those of you who are doing the 40-day with me, if you haven't done your practice today of Om Mani Padme Hum, I suggest releasing and dancing to Kuvalaya's version, and you can body tap to really ground yourself, feel your body. So just everyone can do this easily. We need to get out of our heads and own our bodies, go out for a walk. I think it's going to be a gorgeous day. It's sunny out here, and I think it's going to be a little bit warmer also. So contact with nature is very grounding. If it was summer, I would say walk barefoot, but not now. It's a little cold. But yeah. Take some time for yourself, rest, ground, and I will see you next Monday. Bye for now.